This is a megaminx, a puzzle that's been in the WCA for quite a long time and is basically a 3x3 but doubled the amount of sides, making it a bit more tedious to solve than a normal 3x3. And I was originally going to do a segment where I basically learned how to solve this cube, but well, I kind of already did. I initially already knew the first few steps on how to do it, it's just I didn't know how to do last layer, and actually learning that was pretty much easier than I would have normally done because I actually recently learned the last layer method for 3x3 itself. I just ended up watching through a bit of JPerm's megaminx tutorial and I ended up learning how to solve the whole megaminx, so I guess that kind of eliminates one part of this video. So because of that, today I'm gonna be starting a new series where I try to get as good at megaminx as I possibly can, and I have a competition coming up in more than a month, and I want to make cutoff at megaminx because I am competing in megaminx at that competition. So welcome to getting good at megaminx. So let's start with the solve. So I got a 6-minute 1-second solve, which is pretty bad. Upon rewatching it, I immediately noticed, aside from the fact that I messed up during the last layer, finding pieces during the first and second 2 layers of the solve is a lot more complicated than on normal 3x3 because of how many more sides there are on a megaminx compared to a 3x3, and the fact that there are a bit more places any piece can be in. Okay, so now that I went over that whole solve, here we have a game plan. I don't know if I said that well enough. I think as it goes for any normal event, my first priority is to practice a lot. So as I said earlier, I do have a bit of a problem when it comes to finding pieces because since this basically does have double the amount of sides as a typical 3x3, pieces can basically be anywhere on that cube and they're not going to be in the front or at least easy to spot, unlike on a 3x3. I mean, there are some pieces that do end up in the back slots of it, but that's still a bit different because there are a lot more places for pieces to be on this puzzle than on a normal 3x3. So that is the one thing I'm going to focus a lot more. It's going to be on look ahead. The next thing is to learn last layer. So I think with this, I pretty much already know the first 2 layers and the second 2 layers and then everything that goes up to last layer, but the version of last layer on megaminx that I know right now is pretty much just the beginner's method of 3x3, and I want to at least try to learn easy to learn subset of all of the OLLs and PLLs and then transition gradually into learning all of the actual OLLs and PLLs that do exist on megaminx, obviously. So the next thing I decided to do was practice. So I'm just going to be doing a bunch of solves, so mainly just not really deliberate practice, but just trying to get used to solving megaminx a little bit as I didn't really solve megaminx much before this. So I think what I'm just going to do is like focus on just getting better at solve. So I'm just going to do hand scrambles for now because, well, megaminx scrambles are really long. But once I start learning the algorithms, I actually do want to learn the notation for megaminx. I've been pretty much just treating this as if it were 3x3 and just using normal 3x3 notation. So right now, this is what I'm going to be doing for that. So there I ended up getting a really bad solve of 6 minutes and 25 seconds. That was the second solve today and we just got under 4 minutes, so I guess we already got that goal. The next solve really wasn't that great, so I'm not even gonna bother showing the whole thing here. So after that, I ended up getting a 3-minute and 58-second solve, so I think that's my second sub 4-minute solve, I'm pretty sure.
After that, I ended up getting a 3-minute and 33-second solves, which is my new PB at that time. I do break it later though. However, all of the solves after that were actually recorded were not that great. However, when I was actually not recording, this happened. We are getting ever so slightly closer. Yep. So with that, I think I did pretty good for just starting out at megaminx for today. I ended up getting a 3-minute and 14-second solve, and I pretty much got my first goal of getting under 4-minute solve, so I guess that was actually pretty good. So I think next episode, whenever I do end up making it, I'm gonna actually start learning the algorithms for OLL and PLL, or actually whatever you call them. Just comment down below what's actually called, and I am gonna just learn those and also try to focus a little bit more on look ahead for trying to look for all the other pieces, because of how many more places all of those pieces can be in comparison to 3x3, where it just only has 6 places. You basically know where most of the stuff is once you get good at learning 3x3, so I think it will be something similar to that. And before I end this video, thank you to Speedcube Shop for sending me the megaminx, and also be sure to use discount code J to get 5% off your order. So be sure to do that, and that will also help support my channel, so I guess it's a win-win. I think with that, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.